Greetings guys, a big welcome to you all. Hey Virgo, this is your yearly forecast for 2019 from February 2019 into the very first month of 2020. So it's one well worth tuning into. We use one card per month from the Morgan Greer deck, so that's 12 cards in total. While it is just a sort of like a light overview, there will still be some really good messages that come through. I think looking at a forecast in advance gives you the ability to make decisions and changes around certain time frames or issues that might be popping up. So it gives you a psychic insight into what's coming, hence the name of the channel. Now we are just in the middle of January while I am doing these readings. We've had the first eclipse of the year, so starting a year off with eclipses is a pretty powerful thing. We are having the second eclipse on the 22nd of January, which is literally in a few days. And between the 21st and yesterday, we have had 3 very large asteroids do a flyby of Earth as well. Now this is particularly uncommon. NASA only announced it yesterday, warning people that there were these very close bodies in our solar system. Asteroids also make an impact on the energy that is having its effect across the Earth's sphere and us, of course. So with eclipses, asteroids and the beginning of a year, we've got a whole lot of stuff going on. And to add to all that, astrologers are saying that this year is the beginning of the next 9-year cycle, because things go in cycles of 9 and we're moving into this 9-year cycle at the moment. So this can be a time when it's a really good opportunity to make changes to head you down the road that you want to go for the next 9 years. Get rid of the things that you wish you hadn't embarked on or no longer suit you, or you just don't feel connected to anymore. You know, over time, our dynamics, our belief systems, philosophies and our integrity values do in fact change. And from one decade, if you like, to another, we quite often become a different style of person in the way we think, the way we act, and the people we associate with. So with all of that in mind, let's start shuffling the cards for you guys. I have been shuffling beforehand, so this is not the only shuffle. I've had your intention in the cards. So this is for Virgo for the 12-month spread for 2019 into 20. We are also calling on the energies of the Archangel of Michael. He has highly protective energies. He's also very much the nurturer. He guards over families, your homes and safety. So let's see what Michael would like to help bring in for these readings and what messages. One more shuffle for you guys, Virgo. Okay, that was it. Here we go. Your first card for 2019 from February is the Page of Cups, starting the year on a sort of an emotional flow, thinking of emotions and things to do with the heart. For March we have the 6 of Wands, which is another great card. It's a victory card. For April we have, wow, the Star, and the Star has been out a lot in these readings. It is a beautiful one, and we were just talking about the eclipses and also about Archangel Michael. Now with this star, clearly we're up in the cosmos. Also, I've always referred to these little background stars as being your celestial helpers, such as your spirit guides and angelic helpers. So Michael is clearly letting us know that he is here for this reading. So I think that for any of you during the year, if you feel a need to connect with him at a greater, deeper level, or connect with the high vibrational energies that he offers, he is more or less saying that to you right now within the reading. So May, we have the Hierophant. So you have 2 major arcanas in your first line, so we're off to a cracking start here. June, we have the 7 of Wands. July, we have the Page of Pentacles, and the pages are connected over here, cousins of sorts, it would appear. August, we have the Three of Pentacles, and September, we have another major arcana in Temperance. We come to the last sector of the year down in the bottom line, and we start off with October, and we have the Five of Pentacles. November, we have the Three of Swords. December, we have the Four of Swords. And for your first card coming into the new year in January, we have the Five of Swords. So, guys, we started off with a hiss and a roar. Some wonderful energy from the star, and we're ending down here on this bottom note with a few swords and a little bit more heaviness. So we will work through this reading. We will start up from the top with the beautiful Page of Cups. So pages come to us with new beginnings. So whichever page is being represented can often represent the new beginnings in that particular sector. You've got two of them there. You've got a Pentacles and a Cup. So the cups are usually about emotions, things that make us feel passionate or grab us at the heart and give us that connection of amour, you know, love, really. Love doesn't have to be just romantic, so remember that. We fall in love at many different junctions in life. We feel and we experience love through all dynamics and realm of our journey. We give love, we receive love, we experience, we feel it, we lose it. So the Page of Cups is often about the gift of something coming to you, a new offer of sorts that makes you feel that heart connection. This could be something you are extremely passionate about. It could be the idea or concept of a new project that is just making your heart alive with passion and excitement and love and happiness. Or it could potentially be, for some of you, the proposition of new friendships coming into your life that also connect with a deep heart resonance. And for some of you, this can be the inference of romantic love as well. So, as I say, a great card to start with. For some of you, this can symbolize a water sign person around you, and sometimes a slightly younger water sign person who you may be interacting with, or who may be associated with this idea or concept that could be coming in this realm as well. We move to March and we see the Six of Wands, and he is the Victory card. He's a fabulous card to get. It means success of some sort. So an endeavour or a project or a particular direction of a journey you are going on is showing success. It's like, yay, you know, we've made it, we're here, hooray. And in fact, celebrate, Virgo. Get out and really enjoy the positivity of success in your life. Let go and let flow. Enjoy the moment of success and be in the fun perspective of it. It does often say too, though, that you have got to this point through your dedicated hard work and knowledge and understanding of whatever it is that's given you the success. For some of you, this could very well be the end of a degree that you have been doing, or the culmination of hard work that's given you a new job or a promotion, or success around the writing of a book or the completion of a health project even, and finding success in that. Perhaps you were engaged in wanting to run a marathon and you've succeeded. Whatever it is at your personal level, rally, rally, rally and enjoy the success. And also don't forget to remember to thank and be grateful for the people who have supported you along the way, who have helped you to get to this point. That's an important aspect of that card. The next one for April is the Star. We wish upon a star, and so feel free at this point to wish for something that your heart desires. This row up here is really quite positive and powerful as you're moving into 2019. The star is benevolent, and as I've already mentioned, I talk about it being partly to do with the cosmos, and to know that your spiritual guides and helpers are around you. So if there's anything you are stuck with or wanting help to progress matters forward, or to find solutions or even answers, or even to start a brand new project or relationship, call upon your celestial helpers or call upon Archangel Michael's powerful energies. If any of you have felt destabilized in or around your home areas, call upon him. He is the benefactor of stability and protection in your home. So he's here for the reading. He gave us the acknowledgement of the card, and at the same time the card empowers you to be able to make this kind of positive wish or sort of surge of energy towards manifesting something. And you've already had it over here and you've got it here. So keep that going, keep that flow coming in this beginning part of the year for you guys. The things that the star talks about as well are bringing balance to life, mind, body, spirit balance, and rehydrating your body with water, being around bodies of water, outdoors if you can. Also tempering your moods and emotional status and trying to make sure that that's balanced. The star can also represent freedom in terms of physicality, especially like sexual freedom. For some of you this might be the blooming or blossoming of an understanding or awareness of a different perspective of your life, and finding like you've opened the door to a new direction or a new concept about how you wish to be free or how you wish to treat your sexuality. And for some this can also mean romantic liaisons on the way, because there's attraction there with that beautiful healthy female body. So again, this can be the start of or the sign of relationships, romantic ones around you. We come next door to the Hierophant. He is far more grounded on earth. He seems to have fallen out of the sky and into the symbolism of, a religious stricture. So he is very strict, and he's not the sort of guy that you have a joke with, really. He's holding up two fingers. I often think this indicates two in a timing perspective. This month is May. The two keys at the bottom are a promise of something that could be unlocked if you behave in the manner that he expects. Now, he could turn up in the way of like a lawyer or a tax man or an accountant or a loans person or your mortgage broker or an investment idea person. He could also be more logically a religious cleric, so a priest or an imam or a Buddhist monk. And some of you might be going to him for answers about something. Some of you might be seeking his knowledge to apply for a loan if he was a bank manager, for instance. Some of you might be going to uplift some spiritual or religious studies, and he might be the person who is your tutor or mentor. But whatever you are approaching him for, or whatever is going on around this time of the year, indicates that you must do it above board and you must adhere to the rules that are being given out to you. This is not a time for breaking them. And of all people, guys, I know, Virgo, you're least likely to break the rules and boundaries that are set anyhow. So follow your gut feeling on it. And if you do, you could be rewarded with something being opened with one of these keys. Now, this could be something like a loan being approved to you. It could be something like a scholarship being awarded, or it could be something just as personal as understanding some philosophical perspective that enables you to become, like a wider person. You understand life a little bit more with a greater expansion. So we come down to June and we see this over here in this row, and it's the Seven of Wands. Now, I quite like the Seven of Wands, even though it looks a little bit angry and tense and terse. It's not really. It's the card of saying don't give up. So whatever direction you're on at the moment, if you've got a plan that you're halfway through, or a new project that you're wanting to start or conceive, or, it's in your mind. So you might have been collaborating with someone else and you guys have come up with this idea or sort of thinking, that card tells you don't give up, keep going. You might collaboratively be able to use the concept of some of these other people around, Because it's a Wands card, it is often talking to us about passion and fire and excitement and ideas. So it can also be talking to us about our careers. So if some of you have felt pressure in your career, you may have felt as though there were others that you were working with that were putting pressure on you to either perform. Like maybe you've gone for a performance review and you've heard some negative comments, or maybe you're working with other people and they are getting exams or they're getting promotions or their ideas are being accepted, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, what about me? Don't worry, don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Keep going, because you're getting towards being the one at the top of the stack. So you have to give yourself more credit. You have to keep fueling whatever it is you're going through. You have to stand up for your rights in particular as well. So if someone is trying to bypass you or not listen to you, and again this could be in the career sector, then be heard. Make sure your voice is part of the community in your career area. Make sure that your ideas are listened to, because they're valuable. If it's more of, some of you might even be in your own business and you might have employees under you. This could be to do with them as well, but there's something there about standing up. You know, if you have set boundaries and they're trying to break the boundaries, then just reiterate them a bit more, or look at ways of, you know, sort of maybe opening them a little bit, but not having to give them up entirely. We come to July, for the Northern Hemisphere here, this is kind of your summer months. For us in the Southern Hemisphere, this is more our winter months. But we come to July here and we see the Page of Pentacles. In fact, the more I think about it, this line here is a little bit more aligned possibly with career and money ideas, because we've got the 2 Pentacle cards in there. We've got this third one down here, but it feels quite positive through this line as well, as if there's a lot of movement or activation and possibly new beginnings, because that's what the Page is. Again, we've talked about it earlier. These 2 cousins have got together. They're kind of fueling each other a little bit. So he's not so much associated with the heart now. He's more associated with the material or the grounded concept of life. He's got that big coin in his hand. So sometimes this is when you might see an increment in money coming in. Could it be a pay rise? Could it be a job application that offers more overall income? Now, if it is a job application, this is a good time to apply, and you have a good chance of being accepted or at least attending a second interview. So guys, get your CVs out there, get them done professionally, make sure they're up to date, put as much on them as possible, you know, especially if you're slightly older, because the new millennials that are coming through, they are very educated, a lot of them, we know this, but they're not afraid to tell people either. So on their CVs, they will have everything on there. And back in the day when we were applying, we often didn't put it all down. So if you're wanting to go back into the workforce, or you're a little bit older, beef it up. You know, think of all the things you've done and put it on there. You've got to make your CV stand out. It has to be one of the ones that is going to be picked by the person, the HR person, that's going to look through probably hundreds. So yours has to stand out. I sometimes think a different, although I know nowadays they go through via email, but you've got to capture their attention within the first few words of your heading letter, and that's quite important. So basically he is positive. He can also be concepts and ideas around your finances. So some of you might be pondering on where to invest money. Some of you might get a share payout, and some of you might come across a windfall. Some of you might be trying to cohesively stabilize your money, and you're pondering how do you do that as you go forward. So you're looking for new ideas around that. Again, this is all positive stuff. The more homework you do, the more due diligence you do, the better off you will be, no matter what perspective. We come through to August and we see the Three of Pentacles. And this is a jolly good card, you know. It's very grounded and logical and sensible, very much like yourselves. It's a card again of award or accolade, and these two are diagonally attached and the star is above it. And the star also, I forgot to mention, is like a benefactor to the reading. They give off a positive vibration to the cards that they surround. So the star is helping positivity around all this bunch of cards here. She fuels positive, like a glittering halo. Coming back to the Three of Pentacles, oftentimes this is an acknowledgement of the work you have done and the success you have made. This can be attaining certificates or diplomas or an award or a notification that goes public. So some of you might be in the public eye for something you have done. This can be a collaboration with 3 people as well, so it could be a team project. It could be that 3 of you at work have been acknowledged for something and it's been accepted throughout a company, or there might be 3 of you teaming up to start a new business even. But it's generally looked upon very favourably because of your diligence, your success, knowledge and understanding of what you are doing in this kind of career sector, or even possibly your financial sector. And if you're retired, you know, don't think, because I've had a few people say, oh, I'm not working anymore, so it seems irrelevant, the comments you keep saying about the career. Even if you're not working for money, the things that you do that you're passionate about in life or your hobbies are what we would term a career. So, you know, for all of you who aren't working, you still associate passion and hobbies with the same realm. We come through to September and we see Temperance. You know, we've got a duplicity of messages going on here. We've got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, 1 in the water, 1 on land, pouring water from the goblets, same up here. Now this message is all about your spiritual balance and having calm and peace and serenity and listening to intuition and being aware of the, you know, cosmic answers in life and the cosmic messages. Take an eye out and look beyond yourself and look for things like synchronistic events. You know, the more we connect with the cosmos or the white light or, you know, your higher self or whatever people want to call it, the more we see and feel into things, and we don't have to rely on just the physical information. So we're getting information at all different perspectives and dynamics, and this helps to enable us to make decisions that are more aligned with our inner self and our true path. And these 2 cards diagonally tethered together are kind of giving you that same message to make sure that you're balancing the physical and the spiritual and the emotional and bringing them all together and listening to the messages that come in. So kind of like a powerful message, and that is what the Temperance card is about. The balance and, you know, cosmically becoming aware. She has a halo around her head, and this one of course has the star above her head. So they're both being given celestial information that is coming in through the crown chakra, through divine source, if you like. And so part of this whole engineering is be open to that part of life so that it can give you more information and support you to a deeper level. We've talked a little bit, I think, about being around bodies of water would be helpful, spending time outdoors, grounding yourself with the planet, and even if it is winter time, whether it was up here or whether it's here, depending on where you live on the planet, you know, still try and get outdoors and spend some time with Mother Earth, with Gaia, and absorbing her strong, nurturing energies. So we come down to October, down to this last row, which we're going to work through. It's a little bit, you know, stingy looking. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. It's not much chop, that card. Look, it can mean a little bit of a lack of funds, a lack of happiness, a lack of togetherness, a lack of good health. So come that October time, and it could be merging from anywhere. The cards aren't necessarily set to the exact month. They'll waver a little bit either side. So you could feel this energy coming or going depending on when it wants to arrive. But the Five of Pentacles, the good thing about it is it's temporary. It doesn't last for too long, but when it's around, you have to deal with it. So be cautious about your money around this time. Don't be frivolous and spend big. Keep some back in case you need to save a bit. Make sure you pay the bills that you need to, like your rent or your mortgage or your power bill. You know, don't go out buying a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or buying a big ticket air trip or something. Be a bit cautious. Also watch your health. This is a time to recuperate. It's a time to just take it slow. Energize your body with all the natural minerals and supplements. Eat well, sleep well, revitalize your mind, body and soul. It can mean that some of you could have a broken bone or like a fall and you need it bandaged up, quite literally. It can also mean that a relationship may fall apart, and sometimes this is a romantic relationship and you can be left feeling, well, where did that come from? I thought things were okay. Now, oftentimes it can be the woman who actually makes the move to finish the relationship. So whether or not it's yourself that's in this situation, it may not be, but it might be someone that you know within a family. So it could be a family member or a very dear friend, and they might come to you for help. So we see the next card, and jolly damn it, we've got the Three of Swords. Oh, so it's kind of giving a similar message as that Five of Pentacles. And in fact, I have some beautiful hearts, and I'm going to stick this gorgeous pink calcite heart on there to give it a lift of positivity. Now, the Three of Swords can represent physical health. So for some of you, this is a warning to check your hearts. Go out, get your blood pressure checked, your cholesterol levels checked. Get things like a cardiogram if you need to. Be aware of things around your heart health. And again, this could be someone close to you, if not yourself. So watch for the symptoms and signals. Be careful of your diet at this time of year. And yes, we're rolling into the party season. You know, we've got into November, possibly into December. We sometimes overdo it with too much partying and good time and a bit of drink and a bit of, you know, food with cream and fat and stuff in it. So be cautious. The other thing about this card is it can represent a breakup. So there's two of them here telling us a similar type issue. The breakup may not be your own. It may be someone that you're involved with, such as a family member or a friend. It could be your own. It may be a romantic breakup, or it could be the breakup of something like a business association or a good friend or a long-time family member. So the thing with the Three of Swords is because it's the swords, which is about communication, this can be worked on through mediation. So sometimes it's really important if there's negativity or a relationship is falling down due to lack of communication, it can be really beneficial to go and see like a counsellor or mediators who can help try to bring resolution to this. If it's going to work, it will, believe me. This is the card that talks about trying remedial mediation to resolve an issue in a relationship. So it's worth it if you're getting to the point where you think, gosh, I would like to keep this relationship going, but I can see it just crashing. Then see if you can get the other partner or partners into some sort of consultation and work. If that doesn't work, then yes, it's likely to fall away. And it could be that, it's just time. Everything is cyclical in life. Very few stay the whole duration of our life. Relationships come and go for a time, reason or season. But the good thing again about the Three of Swords is that the pain felt by it is also not too long. We get up and we move on again, and oftentimes someone else comes in to take the place of the pain and sorrow that is there and the person that we lost. This card can also turn up when three people are involved in something like a romantic relationship, so it can turn up when there's something like an affair going on as well, or a third party person is being introduced into a current two-party relationship. So we come to December, and I think by now we've had a little bit of, you know, like, oh God, I just can't be bothered. I want to see this year end. But you didn't really necessarily need that to be the case. It might have just been the last week or two or month. You've had a good year up here with plenty of opportunity, new beginnings, success, lots of success for you guys in the year. But it seems as we come down towards the end of December that you might be advised to take it slow and do a bit of hibernation and ponder where you want to take next year, you know, how you want to go into it. This card can often mean going on a small break or a resort trip. Some of you might end up not being at home for Christmas. You might go somewhere and spend it in, like, at nature, somewhere where nature is involved. You might go with someone special, and it could be a really beautiful time of just peaceful personal enjoyment. Now this is also the card that tells you to, you know, spend time nourishing your mind, body and soul especially, and to refuel your body. So you might feel tired, and again we could be coming back to feeling as though you might still have a bit of a flu, or from feeling unwell down here. This could be something like some of you may have picked up a virus that kind of is coming and going for one reason or another. So taking the vitamins, the minerals, again that message, sleeping well, eating well, watching your diet, feeding yourself positive enforcements, being in the moment, doing mindfulness, yoga, meditation, any of those positives in life will be really beneficial. So that's how we kind of see the year out, Virgo. In a quiet time, you might even have a quiet New Year's Eve. You might just be sitting at home, and some of you might not even stay the New Year's Eve up, but others of you might just have a nice quiet evening with a couple of people and go, cheers, Happy New Year. And that's it. We roll into January, and we start with the Five of Swords. Look, it's a grinchy one in a way, but it still kind of has a degree of success. All it's saying is that there are some people around who aren't perhaps ready to listen to what you want to say, and there could become a point at which some people, and we've seen it here, we've seen it for the last couple of months, some people you might be ready to let go of. It's kind of like this whole row down here, other than this card, which can be about forming new relationships with people, you know, on a break or a getaway. The rest of the cards are talking about letting go and kind of actually booting out people who haven't really served you any great purpose. They might have been, I don't mean to say this in a rude way, but they might have been pillaging off you, you know, like just not giving their share in a relationship. They may have been taking you for a ride. They may have been abusing your hospitality or your logic and your kindness. So it might pay, as this year comes to its end, this 2019, it might pay to sit down and write a sort of a little journal and say, you know, who is it that's actually there for me if I need help and support? I know you're there for friends and family that need help and support, but who's there for you? And it could be something like that you go through a list and you go, yeah, actually, I remember calling on that person during the year and asking if they would help me out, and they weren't too forthcoming. So it might be things like this. I've got the feeling this whole row down here, it's like, yep, we'll move on, because come 2020, I'm standing up for myself. I'm the lead person in my life. I'm the boss, and this is how I want it. And that's what this card is. So in many ways it's not a bad card. It is again standing up for your rights and standing up for what you want. A little bit like this one over here. So some of you feel like you're going to rock into 2020 with this gusto and determination and set some rules and boundaries. And good on you for doing it. The only cautionary note with this card is do it the right way. We don't have to have fights and we don't have to be terse. We don't have to negate the other people. We can use our own preference when we set our rules. So we can say things like, guys, when you behave like that, it makes me feel sad. You know, your behaviour is causing me grief. I can't live with this going on. Or I am in pain because of what you do. So it's when you say it like that, you're not necessarily blaming them for everything. You're allowing your feelings to be invoked, and you're showing people, do they want to support you or not? So that's kind of the overall message of that card. I think in many ways, when I contemplate it now, going into 2020, it is a card of strength. And it is a card of, this is me, this is who I am. And so from that perspective, it's powerful. But I just urge you to say it and do it the right way. Some of these people, and this is a known fact with this card, these ones that you're waving goodbye to, some of them disappear forever. And you literally won't hear from them again. It's like the finish of a relationship. And yes, we do have people in our lives like that we do need to finish with and move on. So there we are, Virgo. It's quite a solid reading, you know, quite a grounded reading, even though there's not that many pentacles. There seemed, well, we've had a lot of earth energy here and the pentacles, and this, you know, sort of at the bottom kind of tended to ground it all for you. But I think of all the signs, you guys are able to, you know, go through information like that and digest it and put it to its best use. So there we are, Virgos. I do suggest you listen to your moon and rising signs as well. There'll be heaps of wonderful information in there to uplift. And I think if you come back to the reading during the year and go through it again so that you just remember the cards or the messages that are coming, it will be beneficial for you. Thanks for subbing the channel. I love it when you leave your comments. Please push the notifications bell, because a lot of my videos are really hard to find. There's something about the algorithm in the YouTube that there's a bit of a block on for some reason. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel and the work it does. It is only here to help you all to help see from a inward or outward cosmic psychic perspective. Take care, everyone. Much love. Namaste.